Hello, you're here because you need some help reviewing for your Math 3 EOC. Or maybe your teacher assigned you some of these practice released EOC questions for an assignment and you're panicking because you didn't do too well on them. Well, you can stay here for some extra help, but promise me you'll actually get some paper pencil out, get some calculator action going, whether it's Desmos or your handheld calculator. Preferably get on the NC Test app and practice the release questions as we go along, so you can get a feel of how the layout is on the test taking application. Because I just have the screenshots of them, so you'll get a better feel with all the different features like drag and drop and numeric entry and whatnot. So let's get ready. There's going to be a series of 30 videos. I'm not going to do one big video. 30 videos. One video going over each question. This video with the introduction will go over question 1. And I'm going to try to give you the most beneficial way of going about it. So it may be using shortcuts like putting things into Desmos and whatever. But whatever method we use, you're going to want to try to do that on your own. Okay, so without further ado, let's do number 1. What is the remainder when x cubed minus 1 is divided by x plus 2? Now, you may have learned from your teacher long division, synthetic division. One of the things that I like to do with these is use something called the remainder theorem. And that simply states that when you're dividing by some binomial, if you switch the opposite of that sign, so if you take the -2 out and you plug that into your expression, your output will actually be your remainder. So I like to use Desmos when I'm using calculators, especially when I'm displaying it on videos. And this is the calculator you will get on your Math 3 EOC. It's available on every single question. So I use it as much as I can. So I would plug it in just like you see. If you haven't learned Desmos, you're going to want to take some time to get familiar with it. Look up some of the tutorials on it. It's really helpful. So as your remainder is -9. So when I plug that in, I get -9. That's my remainder. Now, what does that mean? Well, that's the same thing as if I'm doing synthetic division. And I'm not going to do long division here, but synthetic division looks something like this. When you're taking your expression x cubed minus 1, so let's say here, I'm going to change the color. I'm going to take this here. That didn't change the color. There we go. We're going to rewrite it as x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x and minus 1. The reason we want to do that is because every x value with its exponent has to have every spot filled. So you notice we can't skip from a third power straight to a constant. We got to have a squared and an x term in there. So you look at all your coefficients and you say, all right, I got a 1, 0, 0, and a -1. And what you do is you put them in a line. And you put this number that you switch the sign from, that same number here. We put that in a little box. Well, I do. That's how I do it. And I do synthetic division with that. If you don't remember how to do synthetic division, here we go. We're going to take that first number and we're going to drop it below the line. Then we're going to times. And you can use your calculator on every problem. So if you need some help multiplying just for verification, multiply. 1 times -2 is -2. We write that under the next number, but above the line. Then we add down. 0 plus -2 is -2. -2 multiplied by -2, again, times is +4. 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. And -1 and -8 actually add to -9. Now this division ends up giving you 1x squared, or x squared, minus 2x plus 4, with a remainder of -9. So we'd say -9 over your divisor, x plus 2. But this question just wants the remainder. And so this -9 is your remainder, but it's the same thing you get up here. So I'm telling you, use that remainder theorem. Just plug it into your x's, and you'll get your remainder.